but only the amateurs taught the amateurs, if you think about it. This here is the real map of the world. I'm yet to, and this is just all using grid referencing with 100 degrees in the north, and we've got 300 degrees, 320, 333. So far this is 333 on the waist. But Greenland, so this here was just using a prolate spheroid. So the areas outside of that line there are just to help visualize, to turn this into a Mercator map. But the corners, which is 1, 2, there'll be one there as well, because you're looking at a spheroid, then naturally things are going to bend around the side. And you can do another version of this where that part there will be your demarcation line, and then you can pretty much have a world map, 2 versions of it, so that people could navigate all around the world without the lands bending away. Because what everybody didn't realize was that to make degrees you use wedges. You make all wedges, and then you do the lines up, and then you start to notice that they compress near the top, just like old Anchortech logos of the Hoover building in UK on the A4. It's just got this type of design, like a box of chips type of thing. It's just staggered like that. Anyway, the scale on this, in one way you can say it's scale, and the scale just needs to be an average, because what's happened at the curls there is that things are bending away, so you shouldn't be seeing those things. So I've done the measurement of this, and I've got 500 million kilometers square, but the 8 triangles on the edge there are just helping for visual, but they don't exist. And this is what they should have done with Mercator map is 800 million, but how come I got 500 million? Because I reduced the Pacific. And the cool thing is that even to this scale, I think it's a scale of 1 to 1400. So even going, and you can swap this around. For a person that has got no degrees in anything, I pretty much rewrote the Mercator map in about, this took me about 2 hours, solidly 2 hours, and it was very easy to use. And yeah, this is all my own doing. So got a couple of tweaks there, because here you can see the measurement from South Africa to Australia in a straight line is 14,000 kilometers, because there's a rate of 1 to 4. So if you were going from, swap it over, why not? It's all bang on. The bits at the top there is just trying to group in the Canadian islands. Got Hudson Bay, Greenland's massive there, but you don't need to be having all that stuff because it's around the corner. But you can, and this is 400 million. This is 400 million. So still a couple of tweaks to do, but I've got things to sort out. This is the demarcation of the international timeline, which on old, I'll do a video on an old globe I found. And their demarcation line was 10 degrees off from 180. So try different things really until the numbers really do add up. But the measurement from Australia to Santiago works out. So that there could be a direct line, and yes, the magnetic movements and stuff, that is because the magnetic North Pole is just south of Australia, and it's immovable. On here you have the North Pole, which is our GPS North Pole, but the actual magnetic pole is just 10 degrees above it. So you could possibly go to something like there, demarcation line, and it's just 10 degrees above the bottom, so there'll be a South Pole. So when people are moving over in a straight line, naturally they think that they're curving down, and then you'll have an attraction going yeah, so that's pretty much how it's done. The most likely are going in a straight line, they just don't realise it because their instruments are telling them different. And yeah, Magellan coming through there, through the strait. Yeah, that's not perfect, but I was trying to help people visualize. Like I said, these triangles wouldn't exist, and those all put together was 7.5 centimeters times 7.5, which is 10.6 centimeters. If you convert the ratio, and then you get 100 million that needs to be taken off this. So at the moment, I'm 500 million. I think it's 544 on this, and then you take 100 million off, which are the 12 vial vortices, which are 9 million squares each, million kilometers square each, and then that's it. Sorry, rabbit attack. Cool. Ask me any questions.